I want to tell you about a really interesting lesson that we have here at Totally Guitars that was a lot of fun to put together. And it was on Donovan's song Sunshine Superman, which on one hand is a fairly simple thing, kind of follows a 12 modified 12-bar blues form. And with this lesson that is up as part of the Target program at Totally Guitars, so I'm not going to play any for you right now because I'm going to show you something coming up. And we treated it as an ear training lesson. Many of our members have said, hey, can you do more of these lessons that don't have, where you don't tell us what you're doing just yet and let me work on my ears. This is a great one for that. So the very first segment of this, I just played through it with my hand covered up and stuff to give anybody that wanted to learn how to play it or to improve their listening a chance to work on that. And have a lot of lessons like this as Totally Guitars, again, all as part of the Target program, which has got 400 or 500 songs in there now, and many of them do this ear training thing. Now in the rest of this lesson we address all kinds of other things, pentatonic scales, and talk about playing a lead in there, and then palm muting, because that's an important thing in this, the strumming pattern. Playing little licks that as fills. So a lot of stuff addressed in this lesson. Got to play some bar chords, but you really have to work on your ears. So without going too much more into what's in here, here is part one of what was an 8 or 9 part lesson that went into all kinds of things, including talking about playing a solo while you play your own chords. And some of the techniques necessary for that. We, of course, do that with the chord progression to Sunshine Superman in that lesson, but incorporates playing rhythm and lead together. Okay, here's the first part of this, and if you'd like to see the rest of the lesson, come visit us at Totally Guitars and think about joining the Target program. But a lot of stuff there. This was a fun lesson for me to do. There you have it. I'm done with the music stand, except for looking at it now. This is Donovan, Sunshine Superman, and a song that came out in 1966 in the United States. It was on his third album called Sunshine Superman, and it was pretty much his entry into the world of psychedelic rock from his first 2 albums that were a little folkier. Catch the Wind, Colors, things like that. All of a sudden, it got colorful. And this was a song that actually friends of his suggested, don't let Paul McCartney hear this because he'll write one just like it, only better. But it's still a great tune. It just has funky stuff in it. We're going to talk about a lot of different techniques, a little bit about lead playing, which I didn't do any right there. The chord progression is very simple, and if you would like to do it as an ear training exercise, there it is. Pretty much everything that's going to happen in the lesson just happened right there. So I encourage you to go back and listen to that as many times as you have to see if you can figure out what chords I'm playing. The progression did not follow exactly the sequence of, I made it a 12-bar blues just to, oops, I shouldn't have told you that. Never mind. Disregard that comment. But everything that you need to do to play this song is in what I just did right there. A little riff at the beginning, a strumming pattern that is done over a couple of simple chords, see if you can figure them out, in a standard key. And hopefully you know what I refer to as standard keys. G, A, C, D, and E. And Then a little bit of muting technique. So as I was muting those bass notes, I was pounding on the bridge here at the same time, and even doing that during the strumming. There's also a little fill that happens at the end of every second measure. Although when we sing it, we will make it less common. Only use it when we have no words. So encourage you here to not print up the page until if you want to do it as an ear training exercise, and figure out the whole thing on your own right there. But we also are going to talk about being able to combine or make a solo guitar version that includes a lead in there. Like we might hit a chord something like that. Now, none of those chords are in this song, but that's okay. So that's what we're going to do in this lesson. So in the next segment, I'm going to show you the chords, and then we'll talk about the strumming. We'll talk about putting it all together. We'll talk about playing leads using a pentatonic scale. So hopefully you can figure out you can use your very simple minor blues scale, minor pentatonic scale. Nope, we're not going to use the blues one. We're going to stay with just minor pentatonic in the key that the song is in. So the next segment, all the answers are going to start coming out, but if you want to work on this first without anything else, have a go at it. Sunshine Superman.